It is Indiana in the morning. We're glad you're with us on this beautiful Thursday morning. Happy to welcome into the studio as well with us this morning folks from the Conservative Energy Network. Jim Gregory, Justin Mason in the studio with us once more. Our visit presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row and the best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. They are joined in the studio this morning by Douge Wagner, who is the founder and CEO of Wagner Recreation Company. We're going to learn about what that company does, and he is also the assistant executive director of PA Off-Highway Vehicle and an advocate for rural economic development through off-highway recreational trail development. We got a lot to talk about with you guys this morning. Jeez, man. All right. So
can we buy some extra minutes?
I actually could have used you last half hour, Jim. We could have made this into an hour-long conversation.
We could.
But, you know, this is the first time we've had a chance to talk with you since the announcement by Homer City Redevelopment, which we hinted at it last time when you were here. But, guys, this is a big deal.
This is why we decided that this would be a good place for us to plant our flag for a Conservative Energy Network of Pennsylvania, that we believed in the future, and knowing then what was coming, that Indiana and Armstrong counties were going to be the center of the energy universe in Pennsylvania. You could make the argument for the entire country.
Yeah, it really is an amazing thing. When the announcement came down, we knew something was coming. We knew it would be big, but Justin, we had no idea it was going to be this.
Well, 3 data centers, right? I believe that's what's going to be installed. That's significant. Yeah. That's going to require a lot of energy. And it's going to bring a lot of opportunity to the citizens of Indiana and Armstrong County. Kudos to the companies coming to town.
Yeah, and you know, the foresight to remain hooked up to the grid, even when the plant went down. And you think of the former owners, and gosh, you know, nice job by them, but they did the smart thing. They did the really good citizenship thing too by making sure that this was a viable thing.
We've known for a long time that we had the Saudi Arabia of natural gas beneath our feet. It was just a matter of how were we going to harness it? How were we going to get it to market? And the pipeline being such a big part of that is really what makes this whole project possible. And the foresight to recognize that is very, very important.
Yeah, we're going to get into a lot of those topics with you fellows over the next months as this all unfolds. But let's talk to Douge this morning. Douge, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's good to have you in the studio with us here today. The Pennsylvania Off-Highway Vehicle Association. What is that?
We are advocates. We are the state-recognized agency for Pennsylvania off-highway vehicles, which include ATVs, side-by-sides, and off-highway motorcycles or Jeeps. And we look to help counties and areas develop motorized recreation for their residents as well as potential tourism impact.
Now connect that to the topic of energy and expand that, of course, to broadband.
Well, one of the things that we look at is we look at the same land masses and late sites that the energy companies do. We don't want to go out and go into areas where we need to disturb it. A lot of the sites that they're looking at are already former strip sites or mine sites. So we look at that as well. We want to reduce our impact, and we want to reduce our footprint in virgin areas and keep more natural areas. And with the energy companies going there, it makes sense that we both work together because we can offer, grant opportunities, and we can offer, say, cleanup through ATV grants and stuff like that. So we just try to make everything work. We want to be conservative on the use of the land, and we want to be smart where we put our money.
Yeah, and Jim, so then what Douge is talking about, what's the mechanics of it? How does it work that, we think of this being one area of concern where Douge seems to be coming from another angle, but you converge.
Yes. And I think in Cambria County, Rock Run is a really good example of what's happening there, where you have wind turbines developing energy through wind, and then you have the ATV traffic that's using basically the same footprint, and being able to combine those, we're actually singing from the same songbook. We want to be conservative with our appreciation of the land, but then also we need conservatives to recognize, not typically able to recognize, but we're trying to get them there to recognize that renewable energy on those sites actually makes sense. And then you mentioned broadband. as we access broadband and as we expand broadband in rural Pennsylvania, we want businesses to locate here because they now know that they have that connectivity. But when they get here and they connect, what are they going to need? Just like everybody else. Mm-hmm. They're going to need energy.
You're going to need energy.
But they would also like to have tourism opportunities because those folks that run those machines, they bring lots of dollars to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Doug, from your standpoint, of course, if you're out there on some remote area and you're riding whatever the vehicle is on which you find yourself, energy is extremely important, especially if you're going to extend that stay.
Well, one of the things that we look at is we try to model like a 3 or 4 day stay. So whenever we have these sites and you say rural areas, the energy being there gives us a connectivity to be able to provide safe recreation through AZ location. We are looking at doing RFID permits on the machines. So that way, whenever we do that and we're out in those areas, we know where people are at. We can help locate them. We can sort of pinpoint where we're, really hitting on all cylinders. So that way we know where to put funding. Mm-hmm. And it's just, it's a smart thing because a lot of the rural areas that we look at, they were former coal towns like Ernest. We cleaned up millions of tons up there. Yeah. And now we have that land sitting there. Well, it'd be smart to bring in solar. It'd be smart to bring in wind. But it's also good to give the residents recreation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when we did the Northern Regional ATV trail systems up north, the pilot program, it created $23.7 million of revenue in just 2 years. And the startup cost was only $2.4 million.
Yeah, you think about an impact like that, Justin. You know that we're looking for every possible way to squeeze revenue out of energy in Pennsylvania, and for the last 10 years or so, that's not been really the case. We've sort of been pushing energy away from Pennsylvania. Now we want to turn that back around, develop it within the state, and use it wisely too.
Absolutely. So then you look at Mountain Ridge ATV in Somerset, and you look at what Rock Run is doing up in Cambria County. This is where the rubber meets the road, or the trail for that matter. You're seeing wind generation co-located with ATV recreation, off-highway recreation. You got, 6 figures rolling down the road into your town wanting to spend money with, dispensable income, and They want to come from the likes of West Virginia and beyond, right? They want to come from Missouri, Tennessee, Texas, right? These folks are looking to come to Pennsylvania and spend dollars. The Sugar Maple Wind Farm is an 81 megawatt project that will generate $4.2 million in state local tax revenue. So now not only are you seeing tourism dollars begin to get captured, you're seeing tax dollars be generated as well. Mm-hmm. That's through income capitalization assessment. The method value based on the land value, the capitalized value of the land lease agreements. That info comes from the Penn State University Extension. So you're starting to see the economic benefit not only through tax dollars, but as well tourism dollars and beyond. Because we need energy, and energy is what's going to help industry in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Doug, with what you do, and with your company as well, Wagner Recreation Company, people will have their preconceived notions about what it is that you do and what off-road vehicles bring to a community. A lot of them, they've got problems with noise and with proper use at proper times. That's a real concern of yours, yes, too. You want to be great citizens.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we don't want to twist anybody's arm to be part of this, but we do want to give the places that want to be part of it the opportunity to be part of it. And one thing that's really great is local Representative Brian Smith is leading the way on looking at ways to give road access to these ATVs and side-by-sides. As I said earlier, $23.7 million in a rural area like the northern counties really makes a good impact. And we've done projections down here in a 6-county study previously for Somerset, Bedford, Blair, Cambria, Clearfield, and Center counties, where we were looking at $42 million within 4 years. Mm-hmm. So, as you said, we're looking at the securitizing the land for the energy companies because that's what we need here. We need to bring that back. But also, we can double up with the recreation, and the economic impact to the community is going to be great. When you bring the people, when you create the market, look at Bulldogs. He started with his hot dog cart going to the side of the road, sitting at the intersection. I remember seeing him there. Now he's got 2 places. Who's going to be the next guy when we have 1,000 people around here? And he says, well, I'm going to put a sprayer. I'm going to put an ATV wash over here on my property. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, instead of being out there with a pressure washer, he has a building. He has them all over the place. That's what it's about. The entrepreneurial spirit that we need to bring in. But when you bring that in and we bring the people in, we got to have the power to make sure they got lights and stuff to wash their clothes because they're going to get muddy on the trail.
Yeah.
So it adds together. They're helping me a whole lot by giving us some energy for those washing machines.
Yeah. Well, Jim, what he's saying really talks about the connectivity between, entities that we might not think have a connection.
Right.
But when we see the way Doug explains it and the way others see it practically working around their communities, the connection is really something that benefits all sides.
When Doug was talking, I thought the phrase win-win. And credit to you for being the first question, just how do we connect tourism to energy? That's what we want to take away from this. We want folks to realize that there are ripple effects from what is going to be coming to Indiana, Homer City, and Armstrong counties, is that project is going to be making Indiana transformational. It is the ripple effects of other things that are going to be impacted here. And tourism is a huge industry in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And we're not even tapping the surface of what this ATV opportunity brings, because if you take a look at West Virginia, and Justin could talk about that a little bit better than I can, but the opportunity to bring those tourism dollars here, the ripple effects, we're thinking out of the box when it comes to energy, and being able to do it here is really important to us. So thank you.
Yeah, Justin, with the number of jobs that will be created, and we would assume and hope that it really downs the age, the average age of Indiana County, so that we know that Indiana County is an elderly skewing county. So young workers coming in, young people need recreation. We've got the trails, we've got the ghost town, we've got the Hoodoo Bug, we've got the various different recreational areas that are available to them. Now we need to take the best advantage of them.
Oh, absolutely. Briefly, the Twin Ridges Wind Farm, which is right by Somerset as well, that sits on the Mountain Ridge ATV Park, generated $37,000 per year in revenue annually. It created 250 jobs. 89 landowners participated, 8 to 12 full-time jobs. So now you're starting to see opportunities for young people like myself that found an opportunity in energy. Solar changed my life. CEN gave me a further platform to springboard further into the pool and continue swimming. Energy's changed my life. The energy economy coming to Pennsylvania will provide opportunity, the likes of which you're seeing. That wind farm, the Twin Ridges, goes all the way into Maryland. So it benefits PA and Maryland at the tune of $1.76 million annually in royalties, with another $1 million in easement payments. So, young people are going to be able to purchase land, participate in these energy deals, have jobs. The energy economy coming from data centers that is going to arrive here in Indiana is going to be significant. And they'll be able to buy machines, hopefully a Kawasaki, and go on up to Rock Run, or go on down to Somerset and visit the Mountain Ridge and participate in these forms of recreation.
We see the concentric rings going
Yes,
out
we do.
as the stone lands in the pond. Gentlemen, thanks so much. See, we're out of time already.
Yeah, but it was a good segment for us. Thank you.
You
always do a great job. Thanks.
We could have done this for an hour. Indiana in the morning at WCCS.
Thank you, sir.